Here to dive deeper into where this case goes next is Richard Murray of the University of Houston, a redistricting expert who testified on behalf of the plaintiffs earlier this year. Welcome to Capitol Tonight, Professor. Justice Alito temporarily stayed the case Friday, and he ordered the plaintiffs and the parties, to file responses by today. Does that tell you anything about how quickly the court wants to move on this?
Well, I think they appreciate the importance of the case, and particularly the timelines that, since we're in starting the filing period here. So I think they'll move expeditiously, as has been the case with the three-judge panel and the state. So everybody's pushing to get this moved along. We can't let this drag on for weeks or months the way a lot of redistricting cases do.
Does the December 8th filing deadline for candidates, do you think that plays a role, puts any added pressure on the Supreme Court?
Sure. I mean, they're quite cognizant of the importance of these filing deadlines. Now, the courts can extend that. That's what happened 4 years ago. But, the first bite at the apple would be to try to get this resolved so that the regular filing period that's been up for about 10 days concludes as scheduled on December 8th.
And what do you expect to happen with this next phase of the case? I mean, does the state have a better shot here with a conservative majority on the Supreme Court?
Sure. I think, although we were a bit surprised that the three-judge panel ruled 2-1 for the plaintiffs, given that the two of the judges were conservative Republicans. So nobody knows. The court has not entertained a voting rights case quite like this one. It's not brought under the Voting Rights Act of 1965 as amended. This is a case about the constitutionality of the way the redistricting was conducted, where the plaintiffs are arguing that it violated the constitutional rights of minorities in Texas. So a little bit different issue. I think Judge Brown, who wrote the opinion for the majority on the panel, was very cognizant this was going to be reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court. The very opening of this is, I think, a direct appeal to what Chief Justice Roberts has talked about, that we need to get race out of these matters as much as possible. So the stakes are high, the timing is short, but I think we'll get a decision here from the Supreme Court in a matter of days.
And you mentioned Judge Brown's sort of appeal to Chief Justice Roberts, by quoting his own words about the way to remedy racial discrimination is by getting race out of this. But what about Judge Smith's dissent, a scathing 104-page dissent? Does that play any role in what the Supreme Court does next?
Well, certainly they'll look at the dissent as well as the opinion. Judge Smith is a longtime federal judge. He was on a similar panel 14 years ago when the redistricting came along. So, he's a known veteran litigator or judge about voting rights cases. Clearly, he was not at all happy with his colleague, Judge Brown, joining the Democratic appointee, the Hispanic judge from El Paso, in forming the majority for this opinion. And he was rather intemperate at times in his 100-plus dissent, straying away from some of the legal issues and more personal attacks, which are pretty unusual in these kinds of proceedings. But the Supreme Court will make their decision quickly, and we'll all stay tuned. There is a 6-3 conservative majority on the court. So clearly, if it's a kind of party line vote, the Texas plaintiffs lose and the state wins. But the courts often want to state or show that they are independent of the direct political influence. Yep. Justice Roberts is a 20-plus year Chief Justice, and I think he's very aware this is a critically important decision.
All right, Professor,
for his reputation.
We're running out of time. We're going to have to cut you off there, but thank you so much for joining the program. We appreciate you.
Delighted to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.